Welcome to the first episode of Should You Buy It, presented by One More Minute, where I give you facts, details, and my own personal experience to help you on your next purchase. So today we're going to talk about For Honor, Ubisoft's latest game. We're going to dive right into the character creation. And for this beta, this is the last closed beta, it started off with 9 characters, 3 from each faction. My personal favorite is the Nobushi. It is the long-speared, samurai class, and certain people you can change your sex, and as you level up and kind of prestige as it would be, you unlock different kind of outfits, like battle outfits, and as you gain more reputation you unlock all these other outfits. Like I mentioned, you can change your sex, but that's only for certain classes. Some classes are gender specific. Now you can change the pattern on your armor. You can change the color as well, and the symbols, and how it looks. It's these small details that make this game awesome. And you can buy little ornaments for your hat. I didn't have enough, so I didn't buy any. You can change the material of your outfit. It doesn't show too much on when you're actually playing, but knowing that you can almost fully customize your character is such an awesome feeling. And I love it. Like, you can customize your mask, you can customize your hat, you can change the color scheme. Now when you go into games, the character you actually created, the colors you pick will only be for like brawls or 2v2s, 1v1s, those type of things. But when it is domination, where it's 4v4 and it's kind of attacker defender, you are already set with a certain color scheme, but you keep the patterns that you're using. Now as you level up, you unlock different color schemes, where it's 3 different main colors from a variety of different options. Though you don't get to pick individual colors, you can pick what color scheme you like the best. You can also change the appearance of your weapons and your executions. You can spend 5,000 or 500 gold and you unlock a new execution. And you also get emotes, or it's kind of like taunts, where you can use when you're in battle and when you're not in battle. And you unlock different kind of skills which will benefit you on the battlefield. Now let's move on and talk about seasons and rounds. Every time you battle, you want to deploy your war assets. Every time you deploy your war assets, you contribute to the war effort, which you use to take over these lands. And as you can see, at the end of every round, which lasts about 4 to 6 hours, you get an update on the map. And at the end of every season, whoever controls the most maps, the most areas, gets rewards. And there's also global events. The last one was get as many executions as you can possible during player versus player Dominion. And there's also daily orders and contract orders. Daily orders refresh every 24 hours, and the other ones, they refresh about 3 days to a week, I believe. So let's jump into 1v1 Brawl and show you the mechanics that it has to offer. Now for this closed beta, there is 3 main maps: the Samurais, the Knights, and the Vikings, which each has day and a night. Now as you wait for each duel, you can bring up a map overview and see the possible 3 areas you will fight. These 1v1 rounds are based on a 5-round system. The first to 3 wins.
Round 1.
Now each character has their own unique moveset, which makes it nice for a different kind of variety of gameplay. Now, if you haven't noticed, the little bar that's kind of in the middle of my character, that is your stance. And as you can see, in the other character has similar symbols. Now when their symbol turns red, you want to make sure that your bar is on the same bar theirs is to do an easy defend. If you don't, you will get hit unless you do a quick attack that is quicker than theirs, hopefully to disrupt their attack. Now you have 2 basic attacks. You have a quick attack and you have a heavy attack. Now as you can see, every time you play around, it changes the area of the map. With different environmental hazards, you can get kicked off, or you can just, fall and die. So as you can see, the Nobushi has a poison type damage. When the blade turns purple, the character, my enemy, gets injured. Even if you're on the same bar and you attack, whoever hits first will get it. You won't automatically defend. You must not be doing an action to defend. And you can have an in-game chat, like a quick chat system. You can tell them good game, thanks. You can talk to your teammates. You go take the objective. Or if you press the quick chat button real quick, it brings up a beacon and it tells your players or your teammates that you need to be revived or that you need help at a certain contestant point. As you can see, the blocks, right before I attacked, my opponent would switch their attack or switch their stance and would parry all my attacks. You have a stun move. It's an unblockable move, and it brings up this like little red with a broken shield, so you can see when your opponent's about to do it, but your opponent can see when you're about to do it. Now it only works if they are not attacking. So if they are in a white stance, you can use the move. And there is an execution. Just one of the 2 executions that you have readily unlocked. You can unlock a third one, but you have to pay, I believe, 500 or 5,000 gold. Now, I won all 3 rounds. And it'll give you a breakdown on how many kills you've done and how many times you've died. And it'll bring up rewards. I didn't get any rewards for this battle, but I completed an order, which gives me a bonus in gold and experience. Now here's the deploy war assets I mentioned earlier. You can choose between the land that you're fighting for, and you can deploy your troops. So as you build up more, you have a higher chance of getting that area. Now there were 3 game modes in this beta: 4v4 Dominion, 1v1, and 2v2 Brawl. It's pretty self-explanatory. 2v2, you're teamed up with a random player, or if you have a friend that you would like to play with, you can create a group and they can join it, and you can go 2v2 together. Now when you do a 2v2 Brawl, you cannot be the same character as your ally. You can be the same character as your opponent, but you cannot be the same character as your ally, and you don't know who you're fighting until the loading screen pops up.
Round 1.
When you do a 2v2 Brawl, multiple things can happen. As you can see here, we all kind of started in the same area. But sometimes you might get split up and you have to kill your opponent first to help out your ally. Or something like this, it's just an all-out brawl and it's just hit whoever you can hit. But careful though, this game does have friendly fire on and there's no way to turn that bad boy off. You won't do as much damage as you would when hitting an enemy, but you will do some damage, and you will disrupt your friend's attack if they are attacking. And every time you perform an execution, you do get health back. Get health and stamina regen. And all of these depend on which items you are carrying, or what weapon or armor modifications you have on. Each one does a different thing. As you can see, the best thing to do is to separate the 2 enemies so you do not get caught in some kind of weird crossfire. In this area, I tried to push him off the edge, but this character kind of does a side run, and it doesn't help. And I wasn't able to be successful here. And you must be wary of your stamina bar. As you can see here, I am exhausted. I used my stamina too much, and now my attacks are slower, and I cannot chain attacks together, so you must back off and wait until your stamina has regen. See, my partner has killed his enemy, and now has come to help me with mine. I did not do so well, and I don't know what happened.
Round 3.
When coming across encounters like this, it is best to know how each character plays. See, the character I'm fighting, he has a move where he can block pretty much anything. All he has to do is hold the back on the right stick, and he can do an all-around block. It makes him slower, and it takes more stamina, but it can be very hard. And he's a heavy hitter. Me, I don't have a lot of health, but I have the distance aspect to me. See, he went into revenge mode. It's kind of like a temporary invincibility, but it does run out. See, luckily my partner did all the work and won that one for us. Again, after each round it does a breakdown on how many takedowns you've done and how many deaths you have had. Look at rewards. I got a rare hat from that one, even though I did none of the work. So the reward system is random. It is not based on how well you do. It's kind of based if you win or not. Now let's talk about the last game mode this closed beta had to offer. 4v4 Dominion. It is control the points and get as many points as you can possible. The objective of the game is to get 1,000 points, and once you reach there, you have to kill all your enemies. And if both teams have reached 1,000 points, again, both teams have to kill the other enemy to put them down for good. These games can range from 5 minutes to 15 minutes, depending how well your team is and how good your enemy is. And in this game mode, if anyone drops out of the game, they get replaced by an AI. Now, in the beta, the AI was ruthless. They didn't care. They came at you at full force, set on hard mode. So hopefully that gets patched in the future. Now there are 3 points that you must acquire. A, B, and C. A and C are objectives that are closest to either side of the arena. B, on the other hand, is the middle contested point where all the little minions, NPCs, will go to fight. And you must help them push back the other NPCs in order to capture that place. It was hard to keep because everyone likes to rush towards it. And every time you capture a zone, you gain 100 points. But every time you lose a zone, you lose 100 points. Sometimes 1v1 just won't cut it in this game mode, so you must have help with your friends. And if you just down an enemy, they can revive them. So the best thing to do is to execute them if you have no one else around you. Because if another player is around you and they hit you, it will disrupt your execution and they won't actually die, they'll just be downed. As you can see, I have an ally who's actually down himself, which I can go and revive, but I wanted to make sure that they didn't capture A, so we can keep those points. Now, you cannot button smash your way into this game. This game takes skill and timing. You need to know what all the characters can do. You can just focus on one character, but you will not survive. And 2v1s are just it's a slaughterhouse, and I would try to avoid them at all times. Yep, see, and then my allies came a little late into the game. You can wait, so if you're dead, you have to pay a death penalty, which is 12 seconds. But if you get executed, you have to wait an additional 3 seconds. It becomes 15 seconds. You can tell your allies to come help revive you, like I just did. But you just gotta make sure you're clear, and he is not having a little trouble. And you can switch between viewing your allies. You can also hold down the circle button for PlayStation users, and you will kind of die and you'll be respawned. So this is the basic mechanics of 4v4 Dominion. And you can see the icons of who's fighting. And you can see if they're in trouble with a flashing red light. See, I got interrupted trying to raise up my friend. Bam. As you kill enemies, raise allies, and kill NPCs, you gain experience in 4v4 Dominion, which you level up and you can use your feats and abilities. Don't you worry, this game isn't just about multiplayer. There is a single player aspect to this game, where you can play all factions. Now, just from this closed beta that I was able to play, I will be getting this game. I think it is a must-have for all video game players. It's going to be a great collection. Like I said before, there is an open beta February 9th to February 12th for everyone to play. They're testing their servers just a few days before the release, and is released February 14th on Valentine's Day. So if you're looking for a good multiplayer kind of strategic hack and slash type of game, this is right up your alley and you should get it. I'm getting it, and I'll see you guys online. Bye!